What's up guys? So today we're going to talk about this lens, and so I wanted to actually get out and use it to show it to you. Let's roll that intro and let's jump into what this lens is. Okay, so I know there's going to be some banding because I'm having to run my ND filter so freaking hot. But right now I'm using the Fujifilm 14mm 2.8. It is not stabilized. It is just a good prime lens on the X-T4, which is the camera I'm currently using. Now the X-T4 does have IBIS. So I'm going to walk around a little bit and we're going to see how stable it is and we're going to see how it looks, because this is a lens that I'm still relatively new to and I want to get to know it fairly well. So what do you think? Does it look stable? Because I am definitely not. I am a shaky person, but I just kind of want to see how does it look. Will it work for vlogging? Is it wide enough? I can't really see my screen because it is so bright today. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Let's do some pictures. Let's do some B-roll. Let's see what this lens is capable of, and then let's go back to the studio and talk about it. Okay, so I turned the f-stop way up. We are currently at f11 so that I could try to get rid of some of the banding that's caused by the ND filter. That's a normal part of most ND filters, but I kind of wanted to get a feel for how it looks color representation wise. Again, a lot of this I won't really know until I get back into the studio. How's it look? I am in downtown Dalton on top of a parking garage, so it's kind of a cool view at least. Okay, so I hopped in the car for a minute because we're going to go to a different place so we can really mess with this lens. From what I have gathered so far from the few photos I've taken with it and the videos I've shot, the color rendition looks quite accurate. It's a Fuji lens. It should look pretty good. The not having optical stabilization is not a big deal when you have a camera with IBIS. So again, great. It seems super rugged and tough. The quality of the build is great. I have no complaints with this lens. It's plenty wide for me to even hold it up in the truck, not driving, sitting still. Not gonna get in trouble for anything like that. But even just this close on a crop sensor, it's plenty wide. I can go even further out. Sorry, wife. I won't really need to. For my kind of vlogging style, this is perfect. This is everything I would ever need. So let's go get some more B-roll. Okay, so I noticed, I went back and looked. The banding is rough, and so I apologize for that first clip or two. I've got an f22. This should be as little banding as possible. I need to invest in a better ND filter, but you know, you make do with what you got. That is one of the biggest things I can tell you. But as far as wide angle lenses go, I am really digging this one. I do think it gives you great depth of field when you can use it that way, but it is bright. So if you're using f-log, especially on the X-T4 where the base ISO is 640, makes it very difficult to have it at 2.8 to get that blurry depth of field when you're outside and it's a day like today, because as you can see, there's not really a cloud in the sky. This is another parking garage in Dalton. You're gonna start seeing this place more because this is where we moved. I came over here because there's some spots over here that has a train, as you can tell, though with a track that's not active, so it's safe. And I'm gonna go get some B-roll. So that should be fun. Let's head over there now. Whoop. Okay, so I came over here to the train station, and as you'll see in a second, there's a reason why. It's pretty cool over here. As you can tell, there's some cool stuff here. So let's take some pictures, shoot some B-roll, and then we're finally gonna head back. Whoop. There's not much else to do on an afternoon like this, so that's why we are out here doing this. Say hey. So as you can see, photo quality looks fantastic. There's great dynamic range. There's, again, I've said this before in this video, but there's great color rendition. There's nothing bad really about this lens. I do wish it had optical stabilization, and I do wish it was weather sealed, but at the end of the day, those aren't deal breakers for me. Those are just things to know about the lens so you can work with it the best. A few more pictures because it's such a pretty day, and then we're heading home. Let's go. Okay, Okay, so one fun thing I learned today was I have not shot an outside vlog in a long time. I am rusty. It's gonna take me a little bit of time to kind of get back in the swing of things, but I'm gonna give you my final thoughts, my 3 main pros of why you should check out this lens, and then my 1 big con to this lens. And so my 3 big pros are being 14 millimeters and f2.8. It is one of the widest and fastest Fuji lenses you can get. There's a few others, but not for this price, because that's point number 2, is how affordable this lens is. This is one of the cheaper wide angle lenses I have ever seen for any camera system, whether it be Canon, Sony, Fuji, Nikon, whatever it is, which makes it a great option because it ends up being about a 20 or 21 millimeter, which is not insanely wide for full frame, but it is wide enough for anything that I would ever need. And then number 3 is just the quality, because both the build quality, the way it looks, the color rendition, everything. I'm sure y'all are tired of me saying color rendition in this video, but it's such an important thing, messing with color. And we'll go into why that's on my mind so much in a later video, probably the next one, because we're going to do some Photoshop stuff. But those are the 3 big selling points for me for this lens. It is wonderful. Now the 1 big con, and this is the only big con for me, is I do wish it was weather sealed, because I will be shooting outside more and more, and that weather sealing just gives you that extra level of protection, and not having that can be nerve-wracking sometimes. But overall, fantastic lens. But if you have any questions, leave them down below. If this video helped you out deciding if you wanted to buy this lens, awesome. Drop me a like if you don't mind, subscribe if you're not already, leave a comment, do all the things, hit all the buttons, ring the bells, all that fun stuff. I love you guys. I'm doing more photography right this second. Granted, I got a new photography job, so that's where my mind is, but the music stuff is definitely not gone. It's just going to be a 1 day a week will be photography, 1 day a week will be music, but not this week. This week it's gonna be photography heavy, and then starting next week we're gonna get it set up, because I still got to get all my music stuff set up in the new place. As you can tell, I think I'm gonna leave the studio like this. I'm kind of digging it. What do you think? Yep. All right guys, I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye.